Teslas are going down in price. Tesla seems to be lowering the prices around the world across the board. So let's just take a look at Australia first. Here's the Model 3 price. If we go into order now in Australia you've got to select the state that you're in to get the on-the-road price. So I'm going to select Western Australia because it's the most expensive. So as you can see, the rear-wheel drive is now 58,900 Australian plus on roads, which actually brings it up total price of 65,690. Now if you actually look at this, we have got almost $5,000 worth of on-the-road fees. I mean, yeah, don't get me started. Now the one thing that Western Australia does have is a $3,500 government rebate, which is still available. This bit here, fuel savings over 5 years, I mean, that just absolutely, it's just BS. Take that out. You'll get 3.5 grand off your 65.5 grand, which brings it down to just over 62,000, which isn't too bad. For the long range, 67,900, 75,275 drive away, $5,500 on the road. Oof. Performance, 89,120 drive away. Now you don't get the $3,500 on that. I remember when it first came out, it was $109 or $111 on the road for a Model 3 Performance. Now you also don't get, oh you do, sorry, you also get the $3,500 discount on the long range. Anything here which includes the delivery fee and order fee under 70,000 gets the rebate. Once it hits over 70, no rebate. So if we then go back and look at the Model Y and we go into order now, and I've got to tell them I'm WA. We'll take a look at some other states in a minute. So 60,900 drive away, 67,847. Now you do get $3,500 rebate on that, just over 5,000 on the road costs. Ugh. The long range is now just under 70,000. However, once you've added in delivery fee and stamp duty, it comes to over 70, so you're not going to get the $3,500 government rebate here. But basically, you're looking at $77,500 on the road. And the Model Y Performance is now 91,277 drive away. That's a massive price drop on what it used to be when it first came here. So all that's quite good. If we just take a look, this is the car I've got. It's 67 drive away here in WA. I paid 70 something thousand dollars. But if we go through some of these other states and have a look, ACT 63, look at that, $639 on the road fees. They're a bit more expensive there in New South Wales. Northern Territory, reasonably average sort of price. Queensland, average sort of price. South Australia, getting close to what we're paying here in Western Australia. Tassie, still not the cheapest one going. Victoria, 3679. Western Australia, 5,147. I mean, bloody hell. So the cheapest one is the ACT. So let's all move to the Australian Capital Territory and pay $639. That's a saving of $5,000. All right, so now let's just go and have a quick look at the United States. And we'll look at the Model Y. Now, I'm going to take this out. This is the 7,000 federal tax credit, 7,500. And also it takes into account $6,000 worth of 5-year savings on your gas. This is the on-the-road price that you're likely to pay. If you qualify for the federal rebate, the federal tax credit of $7,500, it will work out a bit cheaper, obviously. So the rear-wheel drive, 43,000 American. The long range, 48,000 American. And the performance, 51,500. Remember, you'll get the $7,500 federal tax credit. You see, if you go and put this on, we'll go back here. You've got to add the 6,000 back in. Now, you can customize it here and go through period of years and what have you. You can just make it over 1 year. I mean, this is just, it's just crazy. Why they've got that, I don't know. At least in America, you can customize yours. Here in Australia, it's just a set guess, I reckon. So, you know, Model Y, $42,990, which is not too bad. Now, if we just go and take a quick look at the Model 3, our Model 3 is on top, Model Y is below. It's the other way in America. So if we just go and have a quick look, no, I want, why it sets up as a lease, I don't know. So that's $38,990. Long range, 47,000. Performance, 53,000. So, you know what? It's not all that much more expensive. You bring that down by 7,500. Oh no, you won't get the 7,500 on that, will you? The federal tax credit. So there's no federal tax credit on these two. Now, the interesting thing here is 47,740 for the long range, no federal tax credit. Go to the performance, you will get the tax credit. So that brings that down to 46,490. That's over $1,000 cheaper than the all-wheel drive long range. Yep, well, maybe one day they'll actually get round to making those a bit more in America with the batteries and be able to get the tax credit on them. So it's like this in a lot of other states. So let's just stick that into a little chart. So here we have the prices compared USA and Australia, whether they get the USA tax credit and the WA rebate. Now, the prices I've put here in Australia are the before the on-the-road costs, because as I showed you, in the ACT, it's only about $500 or $600, whereas in Western Australia, it's about $5,500. So that's just a ridiculous price difference. So the Model 3 is about $39,000 in the US and $59,000 in Australia. In the USA, you don't get the tax credit, but in Western Australia, you get the $3,500 rebate. Model 3 long-wheel drive, $47,740 to $68,000. US, no tax credit. Western Australia, you get the rebate. Now, I don't know about other states because they've all got their own rules. And the Model 3 Performance is about $54,000 in the US, but you get a tax credit, which brings it down to under the Model 3 long range. And in Australia, it's about $81,000, but no rebate. Model Y, rear-wheel drive, $43,000 to $61,000, and both countries give the US tax credit and the WA rebate. But the long range and the performance Model Y in Western Australia do not qualify for the rebate, but you get the federal tax credit in the US. So you've got 43 to 61, 48 to 70, 51.5 to 83. Now, that's US dollars and Australian dollars. So if you look at these prices, you've basically got to add on about a half of the US price to get it to the Australian price, because it's about 65 cents to the dollar. So yeah, add on about a half, which brings it up the 39,000 to 58,000. So it's very, very close pricing. So there we have it. Price drops have happened around the world, very much here in Australia and in America. It's happening in many, many other countries. So let's wait and see whether this will provide an increase in number of sales. It's certainly going to decrease the profitability of each car, because they really aren't reducing the costs of goods sold dramatically at the moment. It is coming down, but I expect this is just to drive numbers, and eventually the full self-driving will take over. They've got some other things that are going to be bigger than Ben-Hur, according to Elon. They've got the full self-driving, they've got Optimus, they've got their mega packs, their power storage. So I found that quite interesting, that these prices have dropped considerably. Does that interest you? Would you like to go out and buy one of these at this price drop? I can't see it's going to go down a lot more. And the good thing about Tesla is, if you order one now and they drop the price another 1,000 before you take delivery and pay for it, you pay the lower price. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Make any comments you like in the comment section below. And while you're down there, there's a little couple of things. There's a like button and a subscribe button. If you'd like to hit them for me, would you pretty please? It really does help the channel. And I'll see you all very soon.